Hi there. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Ashish back on my weekly Wednesday live. I do two lives, Wednesday and Saturday. So this is Wednesday live to talk about issues in and around fertility, fertility journey, infertility. Um, and I support women and couples going through fertility issues, whether it's through whether they're trying to conceive naturally or with IVF. I support both types of people with natural, bespoke natural therapies and herbs. And today I'm talking about trauma. And this is just a small, um, from my part, just highlighting a huge issue, just a small effort from my side, just highlighting this issue in the fertility journey, how trauma is, what trauma is, and what can you do. Just some simple steps, simple things that you can do on your own. You may need somebody's help as well. What is trauma of fertility? What is trauma in the fertility journey while you're going through fertility issues? So anybody who has been trying to get pregnant for at least over a couple of years and also have been going through a number of tests with their gynecologists, with their doctors, and they haven't conceived yet. Or perhaps they conceived naturally and unfortunately they miscarried, or they had chemical pregnancy. Any of those reasons, any of those incidents are the reason for trauma to be happening inside of you. You may not be aware of it, you may not label it as such, but trauma is happening there uh, every single time some event is happening around you in your life as far as fertility is concerned. So every little, even small thing that you may think, oh, this is only a small thing. I wanted to go to see a doctor and then that consultation didn't happen. Doesn't matter, it'll happen again. But do you feel affected by it? Do you feel angry, sad, lots of emotions? You feel, oh, perhaps I don't know whether I'm ever going to be able to, get through a good doctor, or how long is it going to take? You feel that frustration. That is adding on to your trauma. It's little by little every day that keeps adding on to your trauma. And trauma is very subjective. It is how you feel it. You may not be able to even sometimes clinically label it. You may go to a doctor and they may say, this is not, uh, clinically, you don't fit into the definition of somebody affected by trauma. But as I said, it is subjective. If you feel affected by it, if your mind feels affected by it, if your lifestyle feels affected by it, you are not able to get rid of that feeling. Those emotions are coming, uncontrollably, and you're not able to control your mood and your behaviors, or your lifestyle is affected by it. You are maybe eating or binge eating, or you may be not sleeping, insomnia is there. All of those are symptoms of you getting affected by trauma. You might be crying uncontrollably, which happens when women are going through fertility issues. Many a times they just label it, oh, I'm hormonal, oh, I'm going through IVF and being given so many hormones. That adds to the trauma. But the fact that it is affecting you emotionally, it is affecting you internally. And trauma, every single trauma that you are affected subjectively, it is affecting your biology. It is affecting your physiology. It is affecting each and every cell of you. If you feel that shock, and that shock may be when you lost a baby, you lost a pregnancy, that shock that you're going to feel, that shock is felt by each and every cell of you. And then those trauma that is affecting your cells is also passed on from generations to generations. We have, scientists have proof of that. So it is proven that if you are affected by trauma very, very deeply, it is going to get passed on to your children. So it is not something which you should brush off. You may not feel it. You may feel that, oh, I'm really strong, I can deal with it. Yes, you may be very strong and you can deal with it. You can deal with it better if you have some support, some help to deal with it. then you can deal with it better. You can come out of it on the other side. And by the way, if those people who are trying to get pregnant, women who are trying to get pregnant, and you might think, oh, once I have a child, I will, forget about all this sadness. My emotions will be behaving properly. But that's not the case, because each and every pregnancy or each and every effort for a particular baby is unique in its own right. Even when you have a baby, the trauma still affects you, not just for a year, not just for 2 years, but years and years generation down the line, and then also generations down the line. One, purely because it's in your consciousness and it's in your behavior and you behave according to that. Secondly, because it actually affects your cells and your genetic material as well. So I always feel, and because I work in this area, people who are not affected by fertility issues, people who have no knowledge of fertility issues, and they are perhaps very lucky to have their children without any effort whatsoever, they may not understand this. But this information is for those who are trying to get pregnant and doing everything in their power to get pregnant and still are not able to get pregnant and are really, really getting affected by it. This information is for them. So, what can you do? When I see or my work with my patients or my clients, when I see them in my clinic, it affects me. Of course, it's heartbreaking to see that somebody who's doing so much effort and they're putting all their resources, their time, their money, their emotions, their relationships all into this pot to be able to get pregnant are not able to have a child. And what can I do? How can I support them? I feel, as a practitioner, I feel their emotions as well. And I do think that fertility is one of those diseases or illnesses where the trauma is every single day. You may have a big accident and you have that trauma for 6 months, for 1 year, while you are, getting better with it, you are getting healthier after that big accident. But with fertility, it is every single day, because you are hopeful every single day to get pregnant, or every month. And then when you don't get pregnant, you feel, of course, you feel all those emotions that you feel. And then when somebody is beyond that, beyond that stage where they were trying to conceive on their own, they've started going to doctors, and or maybe they're on IVF journey, it becomes even more intense. It becomes even more obvious right in your face that every single day you are reminded that you are not pregnant yet. So it is every day, it adds on to your trauma, it adds on to all those emotions that you might be feeling if you are not letting them go, or if you're not dealing with them. So if trauma is there every day, then you have to do something every day to counterbalance it, to help yourself heal from that trauma. You cannot wait until you have a baby and then you're going to start looking into healing, you're going to start looking into psychotherapy or counseling. No, you have to do it now, right now, alongside while you're trying to get pregnant, because trauma is happening right now, every day. So first is to acknowledge that you are affected by it, even if you don't feel as perhaps another friend of yours who's going through this and she's feeling much more, you're feeling much less, you're still in control of your situation. Still acknowledge that it is happening to you every day, especially, as I mentioned, if you have already started going to doctors and are going through a number of procedures and blood tests and different tests. Number two is you need to look into breath work, breathing, pranayam, which is yogic breathing of some kind that is suitable for your body and mind type. So not every yogic breath is suitable for every person. Not every yogic breathing is suitable. The way it is done is not suitable for you. So you need to find what kind of breathing exercise is good for you. How can you make it suitable for yourself? And breathing is one of the ways to cleanse, to cleanse your cells at the cellular level, to cleanse your mind, to cleanse your body. And also with the breath, you also connect with yourself. So you become very aware of yourself. So look into breathing. Yeah. And I always say, go to a practitioner. First, when you're learning, don't learn it just online. Don't just learn it. Yes, you can watch various YouTube videos and all of that, but go and find a practitioner whom you can connect with and they can teach you one on one, firsthand. Then, third is to look into some kind of mindful practice. Some mindful practice that is, again, is suitable to your body and your mind type. If you have a very racy mind, you need a different kind of mindful exercise. If you are a very stable, calmer person, you need a different kind of mindful exercise for you. So, same kind of mindful exercise does not work. Yeah. Another thing that would be really beneficial is learn to how to do visualizations, creative visualizations, or creative visualization. Sorry, I can't think of any other word. It is like daydreaming. You sit and you creating a scenario, and in that scenario, once you learn how to do it properly, you can heal yourself really well. And as I said, because trauma is every day, while you're on your fertility journey, you need healing every day. You need all these steps to be done every day. So look into visualizations. I find visualization extremely helpful. And uh, and the next one is, you can journal it. You can write down all your feelings, all your scenario. You can write it down like a story. Today this happened. I felt really bad. I felt really angry, and you can write all of that down. Okay. Or if you don't want to write down, you can record it on voice recording. You record yourself. If you are somebody who want to go back to these recordings and writings and want to read them or listen to them, good, save them. If you don't want to do it, record it, and at the end of the week, just tear them apart or burn them, because you don't necessarily want to keep that acknowledgement. If you are that person, if you do want to keep it, you want to charter your journey, then you can keep them. So these are the few very simple steps. And of course, you can go to a practitioner who can work with you, who can help you to balance balance your body and mind, to help you heal you at the same time, and not just wait for once you have a baby. I do all this work with my clients as well. People who come onto my courses, they learn all of this. We do mindset training, fertility meditations, and all of that. And of course, you can come and learn with me if you wish. Or if you know somebody who's struggling to get pregnant, pass this information on to them. Perhaps this is the first time that they have heard that any of this happens, or they might not be even aware of it. So, yeah, feel free to share. Feel free to put people in touch with me if you think somebody might be benefited by this. And I support women with natural therapies and natural herbs, and natural bespoke programs. Thank you so much for listening and watching and liking. And please help me to spread this information. Thank you. Bye bye.